Do you ever have those days where you just really need to get your house clean in a hurry? Maybe it's because you're selling your house and you just got notice that you need to get out for a showing. Maybe it's because you forgot you had guests coming over and the house is a wreck. Or maybe it's because you just are gonna lose your mind if you don't get your house clean immediately. Because I've also been there. Whatever the reason, sometimes you need to get your house clean quickly. You don't have time to do a really deep clean, but you need it to look good, and you need it to look good fast. I'm having one of those days today. We do have a showing at our house this evening, so I need to do a deeper clean, but also right now it is 11 o'clock. The house is a bit of a wreck and I can't focus on work. I'm never gonna be able to get anything done around here if I don't take a second and clean. I'm saving the big cleaning for later. We're gonna prep for the showing in a little bit, but right now I'm just gonna set a timer for 30 minutes. I'm gonna go through my 30-minute cleaning routine and I'm gonna get done what I can get done. I'm gonna show you step by step how I tackle a messy home in just 30 minutes to get it to where maybe you can have some guests over, or maybe you can just focus without losing your ever-loving mind. First of all, let me show you where we're at. I will admit it's not that bad. I'm in a little bit of a heightened anxious state right now, so it could be worse. It's not too terrible, but it's enough to drive me nuts. Actually managed to clean up most of the dinner mess last night, but we just have a lot of chaos. My children had some muffins this morning. There's stuff all over the table. I think this is a really good look at what our house kind of tends to look like just on a normal weekday. We do generally do a pretty good job of making the kids clean up after themselves in the evening, keeping things relatively clean. Not much needs to happen in here, but I've left some shoes out and there's blankets strewn. It's just little things. The entry, a bit of a mess. Let's see, laundry room. Ooh, we've got some laundry that needs to be rewashed. Circle back to that. Let's see what upstairs looks like. We've always got a opened closet door here because apparently no one knows how to close it. Let's see how we're doing upstairs. I do have to get the kids' rooms picked up, which normally isn't my job, but we got a showing this afternoon. All right, game room is pretty clean. Let's check on the kids' rooms. Oh boy, somebody was playing in his room this morning before school. This is normally very much not my job, but today it might have to be my job. Let's see. Bathroom, how's it looking? Okay, not too bad, not too bad. And we've got a similar mess up here. Okay, let's circle back in here really fast and just see what the bedroom looks like. We've got a sick kid laying in there. And bathrooms are wrecked. So that's where we're at right now. It's not terrible, but this is at least 30 minutes to get everything looking a little better. You can't see it on camera, but this floor is nasty and needs some help. So step one in the 30 minutes is to set a timer, because the key to a quick 30-minute clean is that you don't let yourself get carried away. You don't let yourself spend 2 hours doing it. It has to be just 30 minutes. So step one, I'm gonna do it on the microwave instead of telling my Google, because I don't wanna set a timer on everybody's situation. 30 minutes, let's go. we're at 22 minutes. I have picked up downstairs. Still a lot of cleaning to do, but in about 8 minutes, I was able to pick up all of the chaos, put it back where it goes. Haven't touched upstairs yet, but honestly, if we're thinking in terms of like, we have guests coming, I don't really care that much about upstairs. I just wanna make sure the main traffic areas are looking nice in my 30 minutes. So next step for me is gonna be to clean the counters. You may have something else that's really important to you, but I think a clean kitchen leads to a clean house. And if the kitchen feels messy, everything feels messy. So I think it's only gonna take me 2 or 3 minutes. We're gonna do a quick wipe down of the kitchen counters, and that's gonna be feeling a lot better. We're down to 20 minutes left. I just realized that I did not deal with the dishes in the sink, and I'm pretty sure the dishwasher needs to be unloaded, so let's deal with that. Always clean the kitchen sink. It is one of those tasks that takes like 2 minutes to do quickly, and it makes the biggest difference. I just squirt a little bit of dish soap onto my scrub brush, scrub the whole thing down. Obviously, you can do a deeper clean every once in a while, but just for a day-to-day basis, a super quick clean makes all the difference. If you're doing your 30-minute clean, this is the time where you want to check in. I am at 16 minutes, so it's taken me about 14 minutes to pick everything up, wipe down my counters, and throw the dishes in the sink, or throw the dishes into the dishwasher. I think sometimes we tell ourselves that getting the house picked up is going to take a lot longer than it really is. 14 minutes, that's it. So next, with my remaining 16 minutes, I'm going to see what I can do about the floor. We have, again, a showing tonight, so I'm gonna need to do like a real deep flooring clean in a little bit. But right now I'm gonna spend 5 minutes and at least vacuum the main traffic areas so that I don't have to see dirt on my floor anymore. And then if we have time, I gotta go deal with my bathroom too, because it's pretty bad. No, not even close. I still really need to do a better cleaning of the floor. I still need to mop, but I've spent about 20 minutes just getting it back to a place where I feel like I can stand it a little bit more. So let's go clean up my bathroom, get the last few things done so the house is at least a nice level playing field before we get ready for the showing tonight. Minutes left. And whenever I'm doing a quick clean like this, my next step is to ask myself, what's gonna make the biggest impact? I could go upstairs and clean my kids' rooms for them. However, they're gonna have time to deal with that on their own before our showing tonight, so I'm not too terribly worried about getting those bedrooms clean. But as I was going around the house doing a few things, there were some things I noticed. I was like, that needs to be dealt with. So maybe for you, it's dusting. Maybe there is a window that looks really dirty. Maybe there are some smudges on the fridge that you need to deal with. For me, it was my door. It looked really gross. There's some fingerprints. It was nasty. I'm also looking right now at my dining room table. It needs a wipe down. So just kind of take note of those little things. And if you've got some time left in your 30 minutes at the end, use it. Because yes, it is tempting to say, great, I got the whole thing clean in 22 minutes. Let's just cancel that timer. You also could take that time and knock out a few more things and make your house even better. So let's deal with the door. Ew. We did it. A quick 30-minute clean. The house is feeling so much better. I can actually focus, and things are good. So what can you take from this video? What do I want you to take from this video? First of all, I think that it's important to consider that if you have some systems in place where you're maybe having the family do a pickup every night before bed, or you're spending 10 minutes after the kids go to school, picking up a few things around the house, it's really easy to get your house to like a relatively decently clean place in 30 minutes or less. Lesson number 2, cleaning does not take as long as we often think it is. If I were to have done a really deep clean, obviously it would have taken me a lot longer, but just a light surface level clean to get the house looking presentable, 30 minutes, and I had more than enough time to get everything done. Let's talk about what that schedule might look like. If I were gonna write this out, here's what I would say. Minutes 0 to minutes 10, you're gonna pick up. It might take you a little bit longer than that. It might take you a little bit less than that. But if you generally work throughout your days on putting things back where they belong, about 10 minutes for picking up the main areas of your house shouldn't be completely unreasonable. Minutes 11 through 15, so that next few minutes in there, that's when you're gonna vacuum your high traffic areas. You're not gonna vacuum the whole house. You're not gonna vacuum every room. You're just gonna vacuum like walking paths. What are people gonna see? Where am I seeing a lot of dust? Where am I seeing a lot of dirt? What's gonna make the biggest impact? Next 5-ish minutes, you're gonna choose your battle. You're either gonna dust or you're gonna mop. Dusting is almost always my less chosen option, unless it is something like a small area, like my dining room table was covered in crumbs and it really needed to be dealt with. My kitchen counter really needed to be dealt with. Those I kind of file those under dusting a little bit. But for the most part, I'm gonna choose to mop. Again, just those high traffic areas, 5 minutes, hit the spots where there's a lot of dog paw prints or whatever, take care of it, okay? The next 8 minutes, minutes 20-ish to minute 28-ish, this is your free time. This is when you're gonna walk around, you're gonna look and see what's out of place. Maybe you missed some picking up. Maybe there's some blankets that need to be straightened up. Maybe you didn't get the kitchen counters and now you're like, oh my gosh, this is terrible. I really need to wipe down these counters. Maybe you see that your bedroom door looks like it has been smeared with every fingerprint ever in your entire house and you wipe that down. Spend a few minutes just walking around and checking out the things that need to be taken care of. If you're having guests over and that's why you're cleaning, this is a great time to check that powder room, make sure it's clean, make sure the toilet's not a mess, make sure there's toilet paper, all of that. And then those last 2 minutes, those are yours. Especially if you have guests coming, those last 2 minutes of your 30-minute clean, that's whenever you're gonna take a deep breath, you're gonna look around, maybe light a candle, maybe pour yourself a glass of wine, you start some music, pat yourself on the back for a job well done, and you celebrate. Because it can be done. This whole system obviously doesn't work for everybody, but it works really, really well for me. And this is how I get ready in a hurry whenever I just need a minute. I just need to take a second to get the house in order so that I can focus, or I have people coming over last minute or whatever. So hopefully you found this helpful. Circle back, come back with me later to see how I get my entire house ready for a showing, because that is happening tonight. It's gonna require a little more effort, a little bit deeper cleaning, and we will take care of that this evening. So stay tuned.